I'm Nathan Little with Woodworking.
And I'm Maeve's dad.
And today we're going to be making a video about return on investments for burls.
So these burls, for us up here in Maine, are readily available on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. And if you do a search for them, I wouldn't be surprised 2 or 3 a week show up. Part of the reason for that is because we burn a lot of firewood and people end up getting a burl and don't want to burn it up, so they try to sell it.
Yeah, and you can get some nice ones too, like this one's really nice.
Let's a little view of what it looks like. So if you cut a burl across it, similar to this one here, you might end up with a pattern like that.
It's not as easy to see now, but once you get a stain on there, you can really see some cool 3D effect because of the wood density.
So this burl here is a maple burl. And when you look at it, it looks like a perfect bowl. But we're going to do some math and we're going to show that the value for Maeve, the value of cutting this as a bowl versus the value of turning it into small tool handles, significantly different.
Because when you hollow out the bowl, you lose all that material and yeah.
It all goes to waste. And it's a pity to see it all disappear.
It's
now,
painful.
Part of the problem though is when you get a burl, the grain pattern on the inside, totally unknown. Also, you can open it up and it can be rotted, just no good at all. So you're kind of taking a risk when you get one. We're going to calculate the volume of this burl and then calculate how many blanks that she can cut out of it. And then we're going to do the same for this. This one is maple and it costs $100. This one is cherry.
Can I see it? Yeah.
That one's cherry and it also costs $100.
This one we already cut up a little bit. It's really nice.
And we've gotten about 30 blanks out of that one so far. The trick with it though is that it's very gnarly. It's got a lot of lobes in it, so it's kind of hard to figure out exactly how many burls you'll get. We think it's going to be something over well, not necessarily over 200, but about 200. I think that's an overestimate. It's probably going to be more around 120, something like that.
And the sad bit is some of these lobe bits, like this right here, you can't really get anything out of there. I mean, I might be able to play around and see whether I can get a little, but a lot of material goes to waste because there's not much you can do.
So what do you do all the time though? When you get a blank?
Yeah, that's what I was saying about I'm going to try and experiment and figure stuff out. I'm going to sand it down flat and then glue it with some wood glue to a different box, so you get a little bit of it in it. Less waste, but it still wastes some on the sander to flatten it out, and it's kind of a shame.
So how do you protect most of the wood?
I stabilize it. You bake the wood so that all the liquid comes out, and then you put it in this vacuum chamber with a liquid that's called cactus juice, but it's not actually cactus juice. It's weird that way. But it's a clear liquid. You can dye it several different colors, and when you suck out all the air in the vacuum chamber, it's like all there. Then you release the pressure, and the wood sucks up the liquid, and then you bake it hard. So it's kind of a hybrid between an acrylic and a wood.
So some of the things that can be done that we don't do yet is taking the cutoffs, you stabilize them, and then you use an epoxy to create your small blocks. So you'll have a piece of wood and then epoxy with a mica fleck in it or something like that to create interesting patterns. We haven't done that yet, but it is a possibility on all the little cutoffs. Because you get so many of these little lobes that Mae mentioned, you can take those in and recover them by doing other types of crafts with it.
Unfortunately, it is harder to turn the epoxy stuff. I've tried it before.
It's messy.
Yeah.
Don't like it. So what we're going to do with this burl here, this is a big heavy guy, but if you see the top here, it's effectively half of a sphere. So we're going to calculate the half of a spherical volume and then see how many burls, how many blanks we can get out of it.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, not all of this might actually be burl because the tree, it grows in and then it blows up. So part of that is regular wood in there.
Yeah, but sometimes it's really interesting when it transitions from the regular tree to the burl, you get some really interesting patterns as well. Yeah. So we're going to see what we get, And we just
Especially
wanted to
when-
show you, we're going to talk about return on investment for
Especially
these.
when it has like straight grain, then the colorful stuff on the other
Yeah,
side.
it looks good.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Bye.